Hello everybody, it's Ted from The Devil's in the Detail. Well, this will be the last job before Christmas, and it happens to be one of my most favourite cars. Certainly my favourite Porsche colour. This is a Porsche 991 Carrera GTS. Watch the reviews on them, they're an excellent car. And in a beautiful Miami blue, and I think it's the best colour Porsche have ever done. Now I'll show you some of the faults that are on the paintwork that I've got to correct. Now this car has literally just come from the main agent. He's just bought it. It's done 4 miles from the dealers to here, and the dealer prep is about as good as usual, and you'll see how they've let it go out the showroom. This is not a cheap car. I think it's disgusting that they can even contemplate letting the car go out to a customer in this sort of condition, but we get used to seeing it. But the interior's been done, which is something. You can see I'm just starting to mask off, ready for polishing tomorrow. Today I've had to wash it, and in this temperature it wasn't a pleasant job. So for the next week or so, this is got to be transformed and ceramic coated. So he's got it for Christmas. So tomorrow I'll be getting on polishing it, and I'm sure some of you will watch the progress. There are plenty of defects in it that I haven't been able to really film very well, but that's down to me with the camera. I'm crap. But well, certainly, it looks glossy, it looks beautiful outside, it looks beautiful, but when the sun hits it, you're going to see everything. So Peter wants it done up to the standard that his other cars have been done. Now, you've seen previously I did his white Carrera earlier this year, and he just couldn't fall in love with the car. And this is his dream car, and this has come up, and so he's took the plunge, and the white one's gone and this is replacing it. And to be fair, you'd never need to buy another Porsche once you've bought one of these. Might as well keep it. And I'm going to try and make it look beautiful as well. So tomorrow we'll start the polishing process. The paintwork is very orange peely, and I'm not going to be trying to get rid of all the orange peel, but I'm certainly going to get rid of the frosty look and try and give it a better look than it's got now. The front nose cone has been painted, and that's usual because of stone chips, and they haven't finished it off very well, so I'll make sure that's done. The centre lock wheels, Peter's going to have to come round and remove them for me. I haven't got the torque wrench to remove them, but since he owns the garage 2 doors away, it's not hard for him to come round and do that. I presume at some point I'll have to buy the torque wrench, which is about 5 foot long, when I start getting more of these in, which inevitably will happen. So anyway, I've sheeted the place off. I've got the heating on, and at the moment it's a lovely 8 degrees when it's like no degrees outside. So anyway, come tomorrow we'll start, and I'll try and film, or I will film the job anyway, so you'll be able to follow it. So hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. It means the world to me. And try and get the detailing message across what we do. Right then, I'll see you on the next one. Everybody, well, I'm on this rear quarter. I thought I'd have a go, get some of the deep scratches out, and apart from one so far, I've just got a tiny nick that's not going to come out, and basically I'm just working my way round the rear quarter now. I'm using a warm mop on a 3-inch and a 5-inch battery operated to mow down all these scratches. Been quite successful so far. I mean, this isn't the finished product, but you can see there's a vast difference between that, what we're getting out, and that. Like I say, this is the first stage with a warm mop, and to be fair, there's not a lot of hologramming off the wool, but it is having 3 stages regardless. This is my friend Peter's car, and it's his dream car, and I want to give him the dream finish. So I'm doing whatever it takes as usual to get the car up to the standard that I'm used to giving, and try and give him a nice Christmas present. He works hard, and this is his dream car, like I say. And the dealer prep, if any prep, I have to say, is a bit rubbish. So I'm going to crack on, and we'll have a look when I've done this. The PPF, I've used a fine line tape round the edge, just outside the edge of this PPF, and then I've taped the tape to the fine line tape just to make sure I don't get in there with the mop and push polish underneath the lip. So I'm going to crack on now and get rid of some of this, and I'll see you a little bit later. Now turn my attention to the bonnet, and we've got a mixture of everything in here. We've got solvent pop, which makes the paintwork look frosty. I don't know, let's see if I can blow it up. Makes the finish looks really frosty. It's not showing up very well, but we've got scratches, solvent pop, plenty of orange peel, and I'm using a warm mop, try and mow it down a bit. Appears to be working, but it's going to need plenty of refining after. But the rear quarter has come out exceptionally well, considering the damage that was in it. I've now done the engine lid and spoiler, and that's looking good. It's all getting at least 3 stages of polishing, and I expect this bonnet probably take me a day, so I'm going to get on with it and see if I can get a load of it mowed down before I go home tonight. But it's going to look beautiful when it's done. I'm going to make sure of that. And I've got a deadline. It's got to be ready for Christmas. So I better get on with it. See you soon. Right, that's one set. I'm going to give it a wipe down, have a look, and I know it's going to take 2 or 3 sets. I just thought I'd give you a look at some rotary polishing with the wool mop. I probably did on the last video anyway, but there you go. I'll see you in a bit. Here we are down at Morelli's and Slim's Detailing. Pick up some new polishing pads. Good morning to you on this lovely brisk Wednesday morning. Yesterday I showed some of me using the wool on the rotary mop to try and cut down some of the solvent pop, some of the orange peeling, and get the scratches out of the bonnet. Now on the wool mop I was using 3 dabs of the Menzerna Heavy Cut 1000, and I added 2 dabs of the H902 Kosh Chem. The Kosh Chem is a bit more liquid and oily, which give me more cutting time with the really heavy cut. Now this morning I'm using on a rotary again the Kosh Chem Heavy Cut foam pad with just H902 on it. This is to remove the marks from the wool and the heavy cut paste. In effect, the bonnet will have 4 stages of polish, not 3. I'm going to use the foam pad now. I'll just show you a short section to knock the wool marks out of the paintwork, and then I'll change to a Kosh Chem fine cut pad. These are more towards a medium than fine. They're not as soft as a black finishing. So I'll go over it with this pad and F6, and the F6 will obviously lift the gloss and take out, you know, what's left of the cutting marks. And then after that I'll be using a black pad with Menzerna 3800. So it'll get 4 stages of polish, the bonnet will, and some of the other parts are going to get the same, because there's some really heavy scratches in this car. And you know, to refine it back enough up to the standards I like, it will need 4 stages in places. Yeah, you can get away with 3 stages, you know, it'll be no problem, but when you've gone this far, you might as well, you know, add a little bit more gloss and luster to the paint by going over it with a superfine polish. The car's got to be ready for Christmas, and as you know, my jobs tend to take quite a long time, and it's because of the amount of refining that I normally do. But I'll just show the rotary with the red heavier. I mean, it's not solid hard, you know, it's but it is a cutting Right, I'll just wipe this down. It's going to need probably another one set, but I'll take the camera off and we'll have a look at what the finish looks like off the cutting. So bear with me 1 second. You want to look at the paint. As you can see now, I mean, this colour, it looks a lot darker on the camera than it is. You know, it's Miami blue, so it's a light blue, but it does look a lot darker. But as you can see, we're starting to get all the, you can see the flares there, and where I've just gone over, you can see that's where I've not wiped down properly, but you can see the finish that's coming. I mean, you know, it is good, but it ain't good enough. So I'm going to crack on, do some more, and I'll show you when it's finished. And I mean, already the finish on the bonnet is looking a million times better just after the bull cutting. But I did spend a few hours cutting it yesterday, so today we're going to get it refined. Right then, I'll see you in a bit. Right, I've now changed to an orbital polisher with a yellow Koshkem pad, and this is really the third stage of polishing. It's not going to take a lot to start getting the depth and the gloss, but just show you. Right, that's nearly one set. It's just started to break the paste down to oil. So I'm just going to finish this off and move on to the next quarter, and I'll show you the results after this set. Right, I've just finished doing the orbital with the fine cut an F6, and it's got it down to a really acceptable level. But you could still see some very, very slight marks from the polishing. You'll see the flares there. So I'm now going to go over it with the black pad and Menzerner 3800 and just clear it up once and for all, and it should be nice and good to go. Start on the next panel then. But it's looking a damn sight better than it did yesterday morning. Right, I'm going to get on Got loads to do. Got the black pad on the battery operated machine. To do the refining. Right, let's give it a wipe down, and then we'll have a look what the results are like. Using panel wipe as usual for the clean down. Right, let's get the lights and have a look at the results. Just flick the camera over the other way. And we can see now, absolutely clear. A few stone chips still there, but can't do anything about those. Well, we're not doing anything, not saying we can't do something, but we're not. But that'll do for me. So I'm going to get on, refine the rest of this bonnet, and can move on to the next panel. So I'll see you a little bit later. Just started on this wing, polished the headlight, moving up this rail, and there was a couple of really deep scratches that weren't going to come out polishing. I did try to polish them, but they've had to have the flatting block out. I'll give it a polish up and see if we've managed to get them out. I mean, I can't see any marks through the flatting, so I'm hoping that I've managed to get them. We'll just polish it up and have a look. I'm sure this is going to be the first of many that I'm going to sand out, so I'll get on with it. Well, the bonnet and wing look spectacular, and so it should with a 4-stage polish. Car's going to look beautiful. Now we've got to make this look the same. Battered. Some deep scratches amongst all this lot. But it is what it is. Let's get on with it. Good morning everybody. This is Ted from The Devil's in the Detail. I'm now going to start the fourth and final stage of the refining of this door. I'm nearly completed this side now. So I've got the flex battery operated with a black pad, and I'm going to start the slow and steady refinement. Now I'm going to go slow so that the pad can do its work and the fine polish can take out all the tiny marks that have been left from the previous three stages. This will enhance the gloss and give it the depth. So I'm going to start, let the pad do its work, give a little bit of pressure, just spread the material. Well, that's a short, it isn't quite broke down to the oil yet, so I would normally keep going, but because this will get multiple sets, well, it'll probably get another one like that in this particular area, and then I'll move on. But I will check using the light that we're getting absolute clarity. Before I move on. This is looking nice, really nice. So the door can probably take about an hour of that. Obviously I have to change the batteries on the machine, it won't last that long. But after about an hour, this door should be as perfect as it's ever going to be. It's certainly better than it come out the factory. And that's what I'm aiming for. This car was battered, as you see, and I want to give it in back looking as good as new. Or as good as new as I can get it. So I hope you're enjoying watching some of this. I don't know, because you know, some people leave comments and a lot don't. But let me know what you think about watching my work. Do you think I'm too slow or whatever? Just let me know in the comments what you think. But unless you're here actually looking at the results, it's really difficult to see just how clear this paintwork is. But I'm going to crack on now. Like I say, probably be here about an hour getting this stored how I want it, and then we can move on. So I'll see you a little bit later. Thanks for watching. Well, sometime later, this side is now finished. Looks absolutely glorious, even if I'm saying so myself. Right, let's go and start the other side now and get that looking just like this.